This is one creamy and luscious pumpkin shrimp soup. This soup is a friendly reminder of how sweet and savory pumpkin can be at the same time. With dried scallops, a classic Asian umami booster, you can enjoy a fantastic dish that's bursting with flavors and so satisfying to eat. Welcome back to 3-Dish 1 Soup, where we explore Shanghai cuisine and the incredibly abundant and diverse food in Shanghai. In case you wonder why the hell does this channel make a video about a traditional Thanksgiving dish, well, Shanghai cuisine is made up of 2 distinct styles of cooking, one of which is Hai Pai mashup. It's all about absorbing and experimenting with different ingredients and cooking methods from East and West. Being bold and experimental is the spirit here. So today, I'm gonna experiment and make a little Asian twist to the traditional way of cooking pumpkin soup. This is how I make it. First up, I'm gonna deal with the dried scallops. Dried scallops are widely used in Chinese and Japanese cuisine because they impart explosive umami deliciousness to a dish. They literally bring your dishes to the next level. Plus, they are a great source of protein and omega-3. You can find them in Asian supermarkets. Buy them in bulk if the option is available because it's a little expensive. But you can always toss a few pieces into soup, congee, fried rice, and homemade sauce to make your dish extra savory. You'll notice a pungent, seafoody smell. I rinsed and soaked them in a cup of cold water for an hour. They became softer after complete rehydration. Don't pour the water down the drain, we'll need it later. Now I'm gonna prep the prawns. Simply rinse and devein them, just to get rid of the dirty black innards or they'd result in a sandy texture. Now that the scallops are good to go, I'll pour them along the water to a pot. Boil to let their superior taste come out. When the water is rolling boiling, switch to low heat. I love the flavor of butternut squash, and it's easier to remove its skin. I'm gonna cut it into thin slices so it will be cooked more quickly. Boil them in 1½ cup water over medium heat. Until you can poke through the squash with a chopstick. Now I need to transfer the squash water, scallops, and scallop water all together to a blender. Just blend away until smooth. That consistency looks good to me. I'm gonna thicken it further with cream in a second. Ooh, look at that delightful color! Nice! I want to add one more ingredient, silken tofu. It's gonna taste fantastic once it soaks up all the flavors from the soup. By the way, here's a cool trick to take out tofu from the box intact. Voila! Instead of tossing it directly to the soup, I decide to remove that strong tofu aftertaste by boiling it. Once the tofu is in, reduce the heat down to medium. Simmer for just 2 minutes. This is also how Chinese restaurants do it. And no, this will not overcook the tofu. Time to assemble the soup. I'ma transfer the pumpkin puree back on medium heat. a little bit salt and white pepper. A little bit whipping cream, more to be added later, but in total it's gonna be 3 tablespoons. Gently stir the soup to prevent from catching on the bottom of the pot. And go prawns. Add in silken tofu. Continue to simmer for about 2 minutes. No kidding, it literally dropped 50 degrees overnight here in Shanghai. It makes me so craving for some warm and comforting soup. This pumpkin shrimp soup has come at the right time. This is an absolute luxe. The smell and the color are just amazing. I love that this soup is sweet and salty at the right balance. I love that the dried scallops not only gives it a delightful savory taste, but really brings out all the flavors. I also love that the tofu and the prawns add nutrition to it and how perfect they taste after absorbing all the flavors. Serve with bread or rice, give it a try and you will be hooked. Alright, if you like this recipe, please smash that like button. Also, if you're interested in making a quick and easy, delicious guaranteed pumpkin coconut pudding to impress your Thanksgiving guests, check out the card above or the link in description. Thanks for watching. We'll see you in the next video.